In this lessons episode, you'll learn how to market a new crypto project by embracing a unique brand voice, using meme marketing, and creating engaging educational content. Discover how to build personal and brand credibility while making crypto accessible and fun. You did have a journalism background. You were working in PR to some extent, but you have this founder who wants to take a product to market that realistically has never been done before. I'm curious what the pitch was and what the strategy was to make this successful, because you've done it well. So, what's the marketing play for a brand new crypto blockchain project to take it to market?
Well, I would say everyone's sort of trying to do what we're doing now. When we launched in 2018, I think that the crypto companies were trying to take themselves very seriously because they didn't have that validity, and no one really tried it. It was sort of like a joke still. Crypto was what silly internet people were doing. And even now, I mean, there's people still probably feel the same way for a large part. So a lot of these crypto companies really try to dress themselves up, act like banks. And that's exactly what we were trying to get away from. We're not trying to be banks anymore. We're trying to have this idea of freedom. And so I think really leaning into what makes you unique, no matter what that may be. Is that your personal brand? Is that your company brand? And Lolli just never took itself seriously. I mean, its name is Lolli. It's funny. It should be comfortable. It should feel like approachable, and that we want to be the approachable bank, not the bank that shuts down on you for Columbus Day for any reason, that you can't access your funds, that tells you have a withdrawal limit, who, is at the teller at the bank that says, sorry, we've closed your account for some reason that you don't know. All those reasons that make banks not fun is the exact opposite of what we're trying to do. We're trying to be the fun bank. You want to keep your money with Lolli, keep it growing. We want to add different incentives like interest accounts and things like that. So, I mean, the idea that I pitched was that this is a product that can get on Good Morning America, that can be your mom, like we were saying, could understand this. My aunt, she buys my cousin's vitamins off of Vitamin World, and gets Bitcoin back for my autistic cousin. And that's like the impactful thing. It's the humanity, which I think sort of stemmed from my journalism degrees, stemmed from some of the PR stuff that I've done. Any way that you can humanize a brand is impactful, no matter what that may be. And just realizing, I really just pitched the idea that all companies are media companies, and they've been trying to be, but they didn't realize that they were doing that for quite some time. So the content they produce, whatever it is, people want to talk to the people. They don't want to talk to brands. They want to feel comfortable. They want to engage. You should have your users want to spend money with you. Mm-hmm. And make them feel that way when they're shopping. So that's sort of, I think not the exact playbook of how we did it, but
no, but it's good. The framework, like I think it's smart. I think the framework's smart, and you do it like you go to Aubrey's Twitter, like go to Lolli's Twitter, like it's just fun. And we were speaking before this, we're saying like, this is not even a blockchain thing. This is just like a marketing in 2021. You mentioned it. Every company is a media company. In my opinion, every person should be a media company too, and building their own brand. So walk me through like the framework for people. Like, this is just a great marketing lesson. How you market Lolli, how you market it on different social channels. Well, I don't know everything you do because I just see some of it, but walk me through that.
Yeah. Well, I like to say for people who are watching this, and they may not know how to guide their company, or maybe even it's just your personal brand, I would say, just start today, because you might feel like it's too late. Some people feel kind of intimidated by these platforms that they couldn't have a voice there. I think just start today and be consistent with your content, number one. Lolli on Twitter, really, we've made a huge meme play, and I think people undervalue that in a way, and companies for a while would say that interns were running social media channels, and they have no idea what they're talking about. Would you put your entire brand voice in the hands of I'm not saying a 20, 21, 22-year-old kid couldn't run a great brand for, someone, but I'm just
But
saying
somebody
that
who doesn't
there are
know the brand voice, somebody who doesn't know the brand voice. That's what you don't want to have.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it's not just a summer job or someone we give someone to do because it's not important. It's so important and it needs to be treated that way. And people, make jokes about memes, but there is meme advertising, like hidden messages within meme, like activations that happen. It's like a new strategy that is going on. And so people even argue there'll be chief meme officers in the future because that kind of content is important for companies to relate, and it's easy engagement. So we've made our Instagram sort of a meme account. Our Twitter account puts out memes, but it sort of just trends with topics that are happening. So it's just be really, really in tune with the internet's voice. But we also have other channels where we offer, the best Bitcoin back deals that you can get on Lolli. But that's more of a deals focused social media account. You can go there for that. But if you're going to the Lolli account, you're going there to be entertained, to hopefully learn something about Bitcoin, because I do feel like another part of our strategy that I thought was really imperative that we had to get right was educating people. We can't just bring them in and then not educate them, but like, once you own Bitcoin, we want to hopefully explain to you why it's a better money than people have already, and how to take care of that money, because Bitcoin, while it is in some ways very simple, it can be very complicated. And we want to lower those barriers to entry for people who, maybe they want to take their Bitcoin off of Lolli and put it onto a cold storage wallet, or a wallet that's not connected to any devices. It's just named for that sort of wallet. So we want to be a resource for people. We're trying to help them in every way possible. So I think the educational aspect of that, creating educational content, we've been doing that on YouTube. We've been doing that on TikTok. YouTube Shorts has just come out, so we've been trying to utilize that. It's a little clunky right now, but the platform, but we're trying to utilize those channels, and then obviously Instagram Reels, and really any way we can just meet our user. We've been doing so much education and just sort of a Bitcoin 101 60-second guide, tell you what blockchain is, tell you what Bitcoin is, tell you tips, things that you can learn about in the crypto space, and it's been successful so far, but I think it's just really heavy on the content side.
Yeah. So that, I think this is I think content marketing, you're nailing. If people are listening, watching this, go check out Lolli's social channels for some practical advice and just some best practices. Like I look at the companies that do it well. Meme accounts do well. Why? Because it's shareable. It's funny. It's things that people want. There's how do you win at content? You make stuff that people want to share. Educational, funny, things like that. That's what people want to share with their friends, family, whatever. So you just apply that to business. And also, but you've also put yourself out. So that's another thing that you do that's a little bit different than not everybody does that. I'm a big fan of putting yourself out there and building your own brand. You said even, I don't know if it's a video of, I think you put out videos of yourself as well. You said you put out a video once a week. So you've assumed this personality that's now associated with the brand. That's also something. So walk me through why you decided to do that as well, because not everybody does that. Other people, Morning Brew, for example, they do a lot of Twitter stuff. And now you have the guy that runs the Morning Brew account, Tobia, if I'm not mistaken. He has a little bit more of a profile, but it's very heavy on the faceless, funny content on Twitter, but you're doing a little bit more. So walk me through that.
Yeah, I mean, some of that stuff people may not want to do. A traditional head of comms is not usually making product speeches at conferences and walking through those things. I feel like at a startup, you kind of make yourself accessible in any way you can. And I had that background in broadcast journalism, and there's just skills that you can find in parts of your career that you can apply later on. And so being on camera is something I feel very comfortable, familiar with doing. So we created Lolli TV, which is this weekly Friday show where we run through the Bitcoin news of the week. We do like a meme review. We give you the best Bitcoin back deals, and then we do a giveaway at the end. So there's a little something in there for everyone. And then we keep it about a 3-minute show. So hopefully people are being educated on what's going on in the market, and in a fun way that's not intimidating, that is also being told in the right way, because mainstream media can obviously change the narrative, and we all know how the news cycle can be. It's not always like the most accurate portrayal of what's actually happening. And so that strategy YouTube is the second largest search engine, and people kind of forget about that. Google, everyone's trying to rank for SEO on Google. Why not YouTube? Why not become this source that people want to go to learn about Bitcoin on YouTube? There's a lot of people that are already doing that, but hopefully we do it in a more digestible way. People think about SEO strictly as, Google, but YouTube has one of the largest search engines. And so if you can get early into, it's not all industries, obviously the crypto space is a little bit more nascent. So getting in there, and while people haven't totally taken over YouTube, is a good opportunity. So that's sort of what we're trying to do over at Lolli. Get that content out there, try to educate people as best as we can. And hopefully that will keep them into the space for the long term. And we're really just trying to convert people, not just this. I know people hear about these tokens that are like these short-term, get rich quick scams. That's not what we're trying to do. We're really trying to promote a revolution or a financial shift for people. So hopefully that's the, the goal, hopefully. And then, Lolli ranks high when that's all said and done as a resource to people looking to learn and earn Bitcoin.
Thanks for tuning in. If you found this valuable, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode. And if you want to dive deeper into this conversation, check out the links in the description to watch the full episode. See you in the next one.